6:30. Okay, 6:30. I will stop it. Swagat and Tatarao and Ajit. And 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Swagat and Tatarao having a session, demo session will be there. Please join at that time. Understand, Swagat and Tatarao?
Sure, Vijay.
Yeah.
Sure, sure, sir.
Yeah. So refresh preview. In this refresh preview, there are two options are there. Okay. One is refresh preview. Another option is refresh all. Okay. What is refresh preview means? Whatever data set here, all the data sets are there, right? Whichever data set you are selected. Okay. And if you click on refresh preview, then what will happen? Only that particular data set will be refreshed. Okay, only whatever data set are selected, that data set only it will be refreshed. Understand? Refresh means reloading the data. Refresh is nothing but reloading the data. That means whichever data set you are selected, that data set it will reload the data in from that particular data source itself. Okay, next option is refresh all. Okay, what is that? Next option is refresh all. Refresh all means whatever data sets are available here, all the data sets getting refreshed once at a time. Okay, that means refresh all means what is refresh all? That means what are all the data sets are available, all the data sets getting refreshed once at a time, that it is called as refresh all. Okay, next one is properties. What is this properties will do? If you want to change the name of the data set, then we have two options will be there. Okay, if you want to change the name of the data set, then we have two options is there. One is properties is the option to change the data set name. If you click on the click on the properties, then what data set you are selected? Export, right? For export related, if you change the name of the data set, there is like this. By using properties also you can use it. Okay, or else right click on that particular data set. Okay, see here, by using properties also you can change the name of the data set. Or else there is a right on the right side, you will have an option called properties. What is that? Properties. By using this option also you can change it like this. Okay, or else another option is also there to change the dataset name. Double click on that particular data set, you can change the name of the dataset. Okay, you can change the name of the dataset like this. Double click on that particular dataset, it will be converted into editable mode. You can change the name of that particular dataset. Okay, every time you have to if you want to change the dataset name means double click on that particular dataset, it will be converted into editable mode. You can change the name of the dataset. So any dataset name, double click on that particular dataset name, it will be like this. It will happen, and you can change the name of the dataset. Okay, next one is advanced editor. Okay, what is advanced editor? Before going to explain the advanced editor, we need to discuss about the applied steps. Okay, on the right side you will see applied steps, right? With this, by using this option, we need to know what is this applied step, and after that we need to discuss about the advanced editor. Okay, in the applied steps, what is applied steps? First of all, what is applied steps? That means whatever options you applied in this transform data window or Power Query editor window. Okay, for each data set you are applying different options, right? So that means which data set you are applying any of the options here in Power Query editor or transform data window, those steps are added in the applied steps itself. Those steps are added in the applied steps. Suppose for example, if I'm replacing something, okay, uh, in this particular data set, I'm applying one step of this particular column. Okay, that means replacing the values. and click on OK. See, that means if you apply this particular option means automatically in the applied step, that step will be added. Understand or not? That means if you apply any option in this transform data window, then automatically those steps are added. Then automatically those steps are added in the applied steps itself. Okay. Not only this one, any step, if you apply it automatically, those steps are added in the applied steps itself. Understand clearly? So like this. Okay. So suppose for example, if you want to delete a particular step means, okay, if you want to delete this particular step means, see in the applied steps, not only whatever steps you applied, that those steps are added in the applied steps itself. Okay. If you suppose for example, if you delete it, okay, previously how data will be there, I want to see that particular data. Okay, then what you need to do, this step you need to delete it. If you want to delete this particular step, what you need to do, there is a cross button for each and every step. There is a cross button is there. Just click on that one. You can delete that particular step. See here. See. So that means before replace value option, how the data will be there. That means whenever I delete the replace option, replace applied step, then automatically previously how it will be, the data will be there like that it will be shown. Understand? That means if you want to delete any particular step means by clicking on this cross button, you can delete that particular step itself. Understand? So, or I'll see sometimes if you want to edit particular step, suppose I'm applying this particular step itself. Okay, suppose Canada. So click on OK. That means the step is added, right? So if I want to edit but particular step itself, if I want to edit this step means what I need to do. That means why should I need to edit? Because see, in place of Canada, the CA will be replaced, right? No, I don't want CA. I want to give another value. That means in the same step itself, you need to modify that particular value. If you want to modify on the same step itself, if you want to modify that particular step itself, then what you need to do is you can double click on that particular step itself, then automatically see this window will open. Okay, so in place of CA, if you want to give any other value, you can give it here itself. Okay, that means so whatever steps you are applied it, or for each and every step is also editable, or else if you want to delete that particular step, it when you mouse out to that particular step, there is a cross button will comes and click on that one, that step is deleted. Okay, suppose for example, if you want to modify the same step itself, then what you need to do, double click on that particular step itself, then it will be the same, whatever the replace value window is there, the same replace value window will open, and if you want to change anything means you can change it. Understand clearly? Okay, but one more important point, if you want to modify that particular step, okay, if you want to edit that particular step itself, okay, then that step contains, there is a setting icon is there, right? If the setting icon is there for the particular step, then only that step is editable, otherwise that step is non-editable. Remember, this is very important. Okay, if you want to modify any particular step means you need to double click on that. Before going to double click on that, if that particular step is editable or not, how we can check it? By seeing that setting icon in that particular step. If the setting icon is there, that step is editable. Okay, if setting icon is not there in that particular step means that step is non-editable. No, that means we cannot do any modifications on that particular step itself. Okay, so for this replaced value step, if you want to do any modifications, first you need to check there is a setting icon is there. Yes, setting icon is there. Then what you need to do, double click on that particular step itself. Then you can do any modification. Suppose for example, instead of CA, I can give CA1. Okay, then wherever the Canadas are there, in place of Canada, CA1 will be replaced like this. Okay, so again, if you want to modify any that particular step again means, then double click on that, because there is a setting icon is there in that particular step, right? So if you double click on that particular step, then again if you want to do any modifications means, do the modification, click on OK, then automatically that step is modified like this. That means what in this particular applied steps, whatever options you applied in this transform data window or Power Query editor window, those are each and every steps is added in the applied steps itself. Okay, so that means whatever data set you are selected, for that data set only the steps are added, not for all the data sets. Okay, whichever data set you are selected for those, but for that particular step itself, in which column you want to apply that column, the steps will be added here. Understand? Suppose for example, whatever step you added, if you want to delete it, then what you need to do, mouse over to that particular step itself. You will see there is a cross button, right? By clicking on this cross button, that step will be deleted. Okay, if you want to modify that particular step, you already applied that step itself. In that step itself, if you want to do any modification, then what you need to do, you need to observe that it is in that particular step, if there is any setting icon is there or not, you need to check it. Okay, if there is any setting icon is there or not, you can check it. If there is a setting icon is there, then that particular step is editable. Okay, that step we can edit it. Okay, so after seeing this, whether the setting icon is there or not, after if the setting icon is there, if you want to do the modification, what you need to do, double click on that particular step itself, then automatically that step will open again, and do, if you want to do any changes on that one, you can do that one. Understand? So like this, that means you know how to delete that particular step, you know how to edit that particular step itself. If you want to edit that particular step means, that step contains must and should setting icon will be there. If setting icon is there, then only it is editable, otherwise we cannot edit that particular step. Understand clearly? Okay, so like this we can do it. That means, Vijay, I have a doubt will be there. Whatever step I deleted, okay, so whatever step I deleted, can we get the step again? No, that it is not possible. That means undo is possible, redo is not possible in Power BI. Okay, that means if you want to go back to the particular step means, either you can delete this particular step or else select that particular step itself. Previously, what step it is there, that you can see it. Understand, Swagat? But you, after deleting this particular step itself, if you want to get the same step itself, means that it is not possible in Power BI. Again, you need to apply those steps itself. Understand, Swagat, Tataro, Ajit?
Yes, Vijay.
Okay, what about Tataro?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that means in the applied step itself, whatever options you used it, all the options are added in the applied step itself. If you want to delete it, delete it. If you want to modify it, you can modify it. If you want to modify it means, must and should in that particular step setting icon is there, then only that particular step is modified. Otherwise, it is, we are not able to modify that particular step itself. Understand clearly? Okay. And Next one is advanced editor. What is this advanced editor? Means so whatever steps, whatever in applied steps, whatever options are there, the same options here also in advanced editor also it is available. That means select that particular data set and click on advanced editor. When you click on advanced editor, in that whatever options you applied in the applied steps, the same options here also in advanced editor also it is there. But this in advanced editor, all the steps are in the M language coding. In the M language coding, it will be there here. These steps are in the coding part. In the advanced editor, the coding part, the steps are added here itself. But in the applied step, in a graphical manner, those are available. That means just simply open that particular window, whatever your options you will give it, that will be added. But here, if you want to do any modifications or anything in the advanced editor, you need to know this M language. Okay, that suppose for example, if you want to add the index of that particular column, if you want to add the index of the particular column, this is the formula you have to write it every time in the advanced editor. But in the applied step itself, simply we can click on it and we can edit. Okay, that means in the advanced editor, the same step it will be there, but it is in the M language coding. If you know the M language coding, you can do the mod, you can do anything here itself also. Okay, that means it is completely editable code. Okay, so if you want to do any changes here means you can do the changes here also. Suppose, but this M language coding is case sensitive. Case sensitive means how the syntax will be there, same as it is, you need to give the you need to follow the same syntax. Suppose for example, previously here it is type as T is there, right? Capital T is there. Okay, instead of capital T, suppose you type as small t, then immediately it will throws an error. See, the name int64.type was not recognized. That's the reason. That means this is a case sensitive. Case sensitive means how the syntax will be there. If it is in small letter only you have to write it. If it is in capital letter only. Everything is like this M language coding is case sensitive. Okay. So Vijay, can I learn this M language for implementing all these things? Not required. Not required. So then what is the advantage of this particular advanced editor? What is the use of this particular advanced editor option? Okay, by using advanced editor, okay, if you want to change the path of that particular data source, suppose for example, suppose this is a financial, okay, this financial data set I'm selecting. When you click on advanced editor, you will see this is an Excel path, right? So sometimes if I want to change the Excel path, sometimes in this particular location, after 6 months, in this particular location, this particular Excel is not there. Some other location it is changed. Then what you need to do? Again, you need to come to the Power BI, and you have to change that particular path or not. Otherwise, latest data won't comes into that particular location, right? So that's the reason in Power BI also, whenever the data source is changed, in Power BI also you can change the data source, right? So if you want to change that particular data source means select that particular data source and click on advanced editor. Okay, here itself you can change the source of that particular one. Okay, whatever the new path is there, that you need to copy and paste it here itself. That's it. Then automatically it will point. So that means most of the times in advanced editor, we have to change the path of that particular data set. For that purpose only, we have to use this one. Understand clearly? Is it clear or not? Swagat.
Yes, Vijay.
Okay. Tatara.
Yes, sir.
Okay, actually there is an issue here itself, so that's the reason I connected with the mobile data. Most of actually my mobile getting switched off, so we can connect it at 7 o'clock. And Tata Rao and Swagat, I will give the demo guys demo to both of you guys.